at Any Age podcast. And every week I interview amazing women who are courageous and confident and who challenge the status quo. Many of the women that I interview don't even consider themselves to be a badass. But I think that even though we may have some negative feelings about that word, we do need to own who we are and own what we bring to the table, no matter what we do, because that is badass. So I want to celebrate all of you, and no matter what you do, because you show up every day and do your thing and really make the world a better place. And we need you to show up every day, and we need your talent, and the world certainly needs your talent. True confession, before I started doing this podcast, Badass Women, and writing my latest book, Not Done Yet, How Women Over 50 Regain Their Confidence and Claim Workplace Power, I didn't consider myself a badass at all. But in writing the book, I realized how important it is to celebrate our whole journey and acknowledge the battles that we have fought and won in the course of our lives, and the lessons that we've learned along the way. Because sometimes I think we look back over our lives and we think, wow, I failed at this, or I didn't measure up here, and we focus on the negative stuff instead of honoring all of the rich experiences that we've had. And who we are today is the sum total of all of it. And whether you're 50 or not, every day of your life brings some of these new, rich experiences. And there's a lot in our lives and in our careers that we can't control. There's a lot of stuff that gets thrown at us. We may lose a loved one. We may lose a job. We may get sick. We may get divorced. Lots of things that have a huge impact on our lives, and we may feel totally out of control. But we can control how we react. We can control what we do about it when we're faced with some of these hurdles. Do we fall apart? Do we fall victim to it? Or do we take control of what we can? And really, that's our mindset. Badass women aren't victims. They understand that there are always hurdles. There's always stuff that life is going to throw at us. But we don't let those things keep us down for very long. We dig deep, and we find our badass courage, and we stand up again. And what I really love about this podcast, Badass Women at Any Age, is that I get to hear the stories of women and what they have done to step into their badass courage and overcome challenges. I interviewed a woman who was kidnapped by Somali pirates, Jess Buchanan. I interviewed a woman who grew up in a cult and was able to escape that cult and become a very successful businesswoman, Lisa Cohen. Another woman who at the age of 65, with 5 of her girlfriends, trained and swam across the English Channel. I mean, all of them were over 60. And that was Cindy Serrallo. So some of these amazing stories, you may think, oh, wow, that's them. That's really not me. But in reality, they inspire us to step into our courage and overcome whatever hurdles that we may find that pop up. So we all have a story. We do. And I'd love to know what your story is. I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out, and my email is bonnie@bonniemarcusleadership.com. Or you can connect with me on Twitter at self-promote. And certainly tune in each week. My podcast goes live every Tuesday, and hear an episode of badass women at any age.